This is just a very brief test. Thank you.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Capital City Sports Network, where tonight, from the Plex in Irmo, South Carolina, the American Collegiate Hockey Association and the Southeastern Collegiate Hockey Conference are proud to present the South Carolina Gamecocks and the Auburn Tigers. Thank you so much for joining us, everybody. Dillon Clark with Zach McKinstry, as always, here. A preview of sorts, though unintentional. South Carolina and Auburn will come together again sometime soon.
Yeah, certainly going to be an exciting matchup here tonight. Auburn 14-3-2 on the season, the number 7 seed in that SEC tournament. Meanwhile, South Carolina having one of the best seasons in club history, ranking at number 2 in the SEC tournament. Those two teams will clash next weekend in Nashville, and the preview tonight, I think it's going to be a good one, Dillon.
These two teams came together in the same tournament last season, the Gamecocks as a 3 seed, the Tigers as a 6. And though the Gamecocks won the regular season matchup outdoors, the Tigers took the game when it mattered in the tournament, 7-4, a high-scoring affair. Wouldn't be surprised if that was the case here tonight. Two very high-scoring teams, and some goaltenders are going to have their work cut out for them. And because of a certain line of South Carolina players, 80 points this season for the Gamecock first line.
Yeah, that first line has been really impressive so far this season. Auburn's first time traveling to the Plex. First time this season they will see that South Carolina first line all together. They have been really good offensively. We'll see if they can keep it up in this one tonight.
That first line, keep an eye on Cam Mecca, Owen Thomas, and Ronan Egan. The Gamecock captain, Cam Mecca, had 3 points against Georgia last weekend. Ronan Egan, 4 assists as the Gamecocks took down the Ice Dogs 8-3, their second win against Georgia of the season. And finally, one of the stories we're going to keep an eye on tonight, as we do near tournament time, guys are in and out of the roster through those lower pairings and lower lines. This is the game, really, where you're going to make your work for yourself in Nashville. And Coach Searwell is going to be looking to see, who do I start come tournament time?
Absolutely. Coach is thinking, if I don't have the right roster ready for SEC tournament play, then this whole season was a waste. You don't want to lose in that first round to Auburn, so he wants to make sure the right players are on the ice come next week. And today is the first time that we're really going to see cement makes to that line.
The matchups are set for the tournament regardless of the outcome of this game. That does not, however, mean this is a throwaway game by any sorts. Huge implications for everyone involved. It's going to be a fun one right to the finish line. And when we're going to send you to a break, when we come back, it'll be puck drop here. Auburn in South Carolina. Auburn's first visit ever to the Plex on the Capital City Sports Network, presented by SGTV. It is once again a hockey night in Columbia, South Carolina against the Auburn Tigers. For the first time this season, but not the last time, a preview of the matchup, the 2 versus 7 matchup coming up in the SEC tournament. That is next weekend. Hard to believe that is upon us once again. But here we go. Before we go to Nashville, let's focus on tonight here. Starting lineups for the Gamecocks: in goal, Trip Russell. On the back end, Coach Sirois goes with Colin Burke and Evan Hoey. Chad Lazine, Noah Maddie, and Ian Powderly start out up front. And in goal for the Tigers, Cole Canning, 5 games played this season. Humphrey and Patillo on the backside. O'Rourke, Robinson, and Hitt across the front. It will be Robinson and Noah Maddie on the face-off here once we get rolling in a couple of seconds. Trip Russell's first appearance at the Plex in a handful of games here. Testing out a new glove this semester, a new stick now. Some new things for a new hockey game. Maddie against Robinson. Auburn and South Carolina come together, and we are underway here. Thank you so much for joining us, ladies and gentlemen. Certainly an important matchup to watch here tonight. Off the opening draw, it comes back into the Gamecock zone. Ian Powderly flips one over for Colin Burke. Not the usual starting 5 for Coach Sirois' Gamecocks, but certainly there was a reason he started them, and it was usually they're quite the energy line, Maddie, Powderly, and Chad Lazine, at least over the last handful of games here. As it comes back to Evan Hoey, chops this one out off the boards. Ian Powderly sticks that one in with one hand. It goes back into the corner. They'll go D to D. Played from Humphrey to Patillo. Now in the corner, Chad Lazine in the middle of a scrum. Noah Maddie throws a shoulder check there. It pops free off the skates of Ian Powderly. Back out to center, where Noah Maddie has some trouble there. Picking his pocket, going back the other way. Blake Robinson, 9 goals this season, 27 points on the year. One of the higher scoring forwards for the Tigers of Auburn. Line change for both clubs. Owen Thomas on now for South Carolina. The rookie out of Scituate, Massachusetts. 14 goals this season. Quite a few in the last handful of games for Thomas. Behind the net, Mecca. Turnover. It is Thomas in front. Tries to tuck it to the forehand. He can't do it. Puck rolls into the corner now. Part of that blue line, the first Gamecock line that has scored 80 points this season. In this, just the 19th hockey game of the year. And we have our first stoppage in play. 18:49 to go here in the first. Still scoreless. No penalties, though. That's what we were keeping an eye out for. And it's all about the chances early on. A solid look for Thomas in that opening 90 seconds.
Yeah, and South Carolina's been known to get quick offense from the jump. We'll see if they can keep that up to start this first period.
Another opportunity for Mecca there. He can't tap it home in front of the goal, so he lays a check instead. Now McGowan, a bit of a dangerous pass across for Tyler Oakley. Becoming a bit of a power play specialist. Tyler Oakley, second on the team with 3 power play goals. Owen Thomas, the only player with more. Now again, collision in behind the net. Centering pass there. Ronan Egan can't get anything to go, so Mecca takes over. Pass behind. Egan tries the jam play. The net is off, and so play will stop. Just a few seconds later, 18:23 to go here in the first. Those nets a little prone to coming off. The peg system, not exactly NHL caliber. Just about, what I'd say, 7-pound metal pegs that kind of dig into the ice just a little bit. They come off quite easily, quite frequently.
And when you have that big of a mass of bodies in front of net jamming at the puck, eventually something's going to give, and it looks like Canning backed his way into the post there.
Julian Reese centers the second line here with Mike Bolger and Luke Rudman. They will start out here. Reese to take the face-off against Auburn captain Chandler Brown. Scored 3 points in the SEC game against South Carolina last season. Again, that 7-4 loss knocked South Carolina out of the tournament. So a chance in front here, one-handed there by Julian Reese. That was long before Reese or Bolger were a part of this hockey club, or Collega for that matter, as he's on the ice as well. In the corner now, centering pass, looking for Bolger there. It goes too far, so out off the dasher in front of the Auburn bench. Duncan Hickman takes it at center, flips a puck end over end to Luke Rudman. He'll just chop this one back into the skates there of Chandler Brown. Now it comes free for Rudman, a one-handed opportunity. That goes wide. Taken to the corner by Ryan Mumford. Couple of men come together. The puck rolls in behind the goal. Julian Reese plants a shoulder there into the shoulder of Henry Humphrey. And the Tigers have some trouble. A turnover here. It's Bolger into the slot. Nice curl and drag there in the area in front of the goal. He can't tuck it again. Another opportunity there for Bolger. Puck rolls up the wall. Duncan Hickman pinching down. Brown taps this one back on for Humphrey. Behind the Auburn goal, the puck rolls up the wall. Hickman chips this one back down. It lows into the feet there of Rudman. Slow pace to this hockey game so far as Nick Peters takes a man off the puck there. 12 on 12. Peters for South Carolina. Harriso for the Tigers. Stretch pass here as the Gamecocks in the middle of the line change. Auburn chips this one back in. Racing after it, Brandon Weiss. Another player that notched 3 goals against South Carolina in Nashville last year. To the neutral zone it comes. Back with speed now. Patillo off the turnover. Rolls past Collega. Now a 2-on-1 develops here. Try to chip this one into the slot. Breaking to the net was Sam Edwards. And now a chance in below the goal line here for the Tigers. Evan Hoey trying to negate that one. Edwards still in front. Puck now taken by Brandon Weiss. Chopped away by Nick Peters now. Rolls it up for Michael Peak, who scored his first career goal against Georgia a week ago. Peak behind the goal. Now Peters a turning shot there. Save made. Rebound again. Tucks it there by Rob Lawrence. A backhand shot. May have been kicked out there by Canning. Rolling up the wall still. 16-19 to go in the first period. A scoreless hockey game here from Irmo. Back the other way, Auburn trying to regroup here. Solid check by Rob Lawrence. Puck taken now by Sam Edwards. He's run into by Evan Hoey. Hoey goes down to the ice. Edwards remains on his feet. Peters has some trouble with it, playing fourth line center tonight for South Carolina. In the absence of Corey Hawkinson, still out with an upper body injury. Powderly across the line, tries to take on 3 Tigers, and that doesn't work. The numbers get the better of Powderly there, so he's got to chase that puck in the corner by himself. Tigers win the numbers battle, kicked off a skate there, and now the breakout materializes for the visitors. Chipped in across the blue line. Solid effort there. Noah Maddie chips in, and the puck rolls around near side now. A check by Ian Powderly. Puck comes free now to Oakley. He will not be taken to task easily there. Blake Robinson comes along, and now Oakley sends this one on the backhand off the boards there for Colin Burke. Chad Lazine fresh on the ice now. A rolling puck taken by Powderly. Gains the red line, dumps it back in. The defenseman pinching in now for South Carolina. It is Oakley. He lays a check, and another check there. Point shot by McGowan, knocked down on its way. It escapes Powderly. Now a chance back the other way. Powderly going to take a penalty here. Could have been a clean break for Blake Robinson as the goaltender Canning heads towards the bench for the extra attacker. Touched up by McGowan. He sends that one perhaps intended towards the empty net. We will have our first booking of the night. Ian Powderly going to sit for 2. 14:57 to go here in the first period.
Very physical start to the period, Dillon. A lot of heavy hits on both ends of the ice and a couple defensive mistakes for both teams. First, Colin Tate for the Tigers had a chance to clear the puck twice after some extended offensive opportunities for South Carolina, and he couldn't quite get it out, leaving some more opportunities for South Carolina. And then on the other end, Powderly trying to back check, make a play, tripped up his man, and Auburn will go to the power play.
Julian Reese and Mike Bolger on as part of the penalty-killing unit for South Carolina. A handful of shorthanded goals. If you'll remember from last weekend's broadcast, for a limited time, the Gamecocks had more shorties than they did power play goals, at least for a couple of players. As now the puck rolls free, top of the circles, Bolger gets on his horse and chips that puck back out to center. Taken off the boards there by the captain in Brown. Evans has it now for Auburn. The breakout, they go across the ice here. Out to the far side, they'll bring it into the zone. Stepped into by Duncan Hickman. Evans has it, sends it across. Humphrey shoots one there, blocked on its way off the seat of Joe Collega's pants. Rolls into the far side corner, taken by Sam Edwards. Behind the goal, it is Brown. Back to the point in Humphrey. D to D, center point, backhanded back down low. Too far there. It rolls to the corner where Chandler Brown gets on it. Taken to the boards. Joe Collega coming on and giving some help now is Lance O'Rourke. Collega outnumbered 3-on-1. So Auburn wins that puck battle. 1:04 to go on the power play. Centering pass there, too far past the stick, and it rolls back to the blue line. D to D. Humphreys again. High shot knocked down in front. Collega's second block on the power play. Chips it out off the boards to center. That'll send Bolger to the bench for a line change here. Ronan Egan comes on in exchange for Bolger. The other 3 Gamecock penalty killers have to stay on. Back with speed now. The Tigers down the far side. Pull up in front of Hickman. Ronan Egan comes on, forces some pressure. The puck able to be held in here. The Gamecocks on the bench, hollering for an offsides. Wrapped back in. Cam Mecca closes off his check. It's Brandon Weiss. Behind the goal, centering pass cut off by Collega. 26 seconds on the Gamecocks' first penalty kill of the night. They clear this one out off the glass. Cam Mecca wanted that one towards center. The Tigers hold it back in. Getting caught in each other's skates there for a moment were Scott and Weiss. Weiss down low. Tries to hold this puck along the wall. It rolls a little bit there. Sharp angle shot from the hash marks will clear the zone. The Tigers shoot themselves in a foot there. And so the final 5 seconds tick off the power play. And so the Tigers find themselves at 0 for 1. Even strength for South Carolina. Powderly back on the ice with Mecca and Ronan Egan. 7 points between the two of them against Georgia. Now here's Powderly back the other way. Underneath the goal line, left-handed shot comes Zach, sends it up to Parker West at the point now. A chance right in front there. Mecca trying to feed Ronan Egan on the backhand. He can't do it. That'll create a three-man opportunity back the other way for Auburn. And off the misfired pass there, Parker West touches this puck up for an icing. 12:29 to go in the first period. Still scoreless from Irmo.
And an incredible job of the South Carolina penalty kill. We talked about Trip Russell not having a lot of games in his recent outings. 32 shots against per game averaging right now. But the penalty kill doing a great job of not letting those shots get to Russell. Doing a great job blocking shots. Saw a couple of block shots on that kill. And good job by South Carolina.
And it is interesting to note, while Trip Russell, as you said, averaging 32 shots against per 60 minutes, Liam Gormley, only 26. That's a pretty significant drop-off. And granted, that's a lot that factors into that, the type of opponent they're playing, how the Gamecocks are playing in front of him. But that's a pretty large difference in the amount of rubber your goaltender sees. And with the SEC tournament coming up, the Gamecock defensemen will certainly want to see how much rubber their goaltender sees in tonight's game. Of course, the Gamecocks will play one more time before the tournament. They head up to Charlotte to play UNC tomorrow night. Now, Matty a chance in the slot there. That goes wide. Canning a little slow to react to that one, but the puck never finds its way into his equipment. On the near side boards, point shot there. Oakley sticked into the corner by Canning. One of his first real solid saves of the game. The Gamecocks haven't gotten too many great looks at the net. Of course, they may be spoiled now after so many games where they put 3 in before the 15-minute mark. A big hit there by Ryan McGowan along the far side boards. Shot back down low. A couple of Gamecocks will head for a line change. Chad Lazine in behind the goal with Ryan Scott. They'll tangle. Lazine works it free. Nick Peters on the ice now. As we said, defenseman playing forward. Played forward in high school. Up in Niagara Wheatfield. A turnaround shot there. Peters trying to wrap around the net. He is met only by the pad of Cole Canning. And so a whistle and a face-off here with 11:21 to go in the first. Still scoreless.
Good job there by Lazine to work his way behind the net, take that puck off that Auburn man, and Peters giving the chance with the wraparound. Good save by Canning, his first big test tonight.
The kind of player Chad Lazine is. He's a hard-nosed guy. He's going to go to the corners and battle for those pucks, and you need those guys on every line. Chad Lazine trying to make a name for himself here in his first season at South Carolina. He told me in practice one time, a big hit by Pekin behind the goal. Talking about Chad Lazine, typically a baseball player. That was his #1 sport growing up, but he's made the transition to hockey here as his full-time commitment. And another hit there. Parker West sends one. Tipped in front by Peters. It goes in. Parker West redirected by Nick Peters. 10:55 to go in the first period. The Gamecocks strike first.
Crowd goes nuts, and that whole play set up by physical play. What a hit by Michael Peak coming around the side and hitting the Auburn man behind the net, keeping that puck in the offensive zone, creating opportunities. A good shot there, and deflected in by Peters to make this 1-0.
He had his back to Parker West, so he never even saw the puck. It just kind of glanced off his stick, tipped down beneath the pad of Cole Canning, and into the back of the net. Once again, the Gamecocks strike first at home and wake up this South Carolina crowd. A turnover here. Rudman hard on it. Tipped in front. Open net. Bolger the shot. And he scores! Back-to-back goals. Just seconds apart. 2-0 South Carolina.
Yeah, they got the energy going now, Dillon. 7 seconds apart. That's outrageous. A quick win on the faceoff, working the puck down the ice, finding his man in the slot. That puck just fell loose. Canning couldn't find it, and Bolger had an open net, and he slotted that one home for the 2-0 lead. South Carolina known for their quick offense in that first period. We've seen a lot of games here at the Plex that have gotten out of hand in the first period, and a great jump where they want to be right now, up 2-0, 10 minutes to go in the first.
It seems like goals are on sale in bulk, at least in the first period. A pair of goals right off the hop here. 3 goals right off the hop against Georgia. 3 goals right off the hop in the home opener against Vanderbilt all the way back in October. Still 10.5 to go in the first period. Bolger's 10th of the season has South Carolina out to a 2-0 cushion. Gamecocks trying to make a statement here and cement in the minds of their opponents that they're going to be a tough customer come Nashville. Auburn trying to push back here. trying not to be daunted by the onslaught of Gamecock goals. They'll roll this one in on Trip Russell. He sticks this one forward for Tyler Oakley. Rolling puck off the dasher, picked up by Owen Thomas. Backhanded across now. Cam Mecca from center. Ronan Egan up the gut there. Now the puck dropped off for Owen Thomas. Top of the circle, sends it back though. Into the stick there of Egan. A shot down low, and Canning gets the paddle on that one. Ronan Egan got as much as he could on that one. He's a little handcuffed in that area. Another opportunity though, and a solid save by the visiting goaltender.
How about Owen Thomas with the no-look drop pass there, setting up the chance to Egan to get that shot off. Good save by Canning. But what a job setting up the offense there by Owen Thomas.
It's really that first Gamecock line has been largely remained intact so far this season. Those same three players for almost every game. As a chance now here for Noah Matty, a shot there, and he loses his stick afterwards. The plug at the top of his stick shot out after it hit the ice. They'll be looking for that one. Ian Powderly bends over to scoop it up. No penalty will come from that one. That's that makes you think back to the days on varsity hockey and JV hockey. That was a fan favorite, or a player favorite, I should say, especially towards the end of the season. Guys are just ripping sticks out of each other's hands. Play continues off the hop there. Parker West's shot blockered out. Colin Burke follows on. His shot gets knocked down on the way. Humphreys sends this one out for Brown. Has a step on Parker West, but he doesn't have the puck. Sends a shoulder into West. Both men go down. West pops back up first, and he's got the puck. Noah Matty across his own blue line, now center red. Loses it, though. He'll send a man into the Auburn bench. It is Henry Humphrey. And now with the puck, Colin Burke out off the blade there of Ian Powderly. This puck flipped back up, glove down by Powderly. He taps this one back on for Parker West. Knifed off his stick, so Powderly has to come back. Rolling puck, offensive zone. Ryan Scott picks this one up, wraps it off the dasher there. It goes back down low for Weiss. He will battle with Parker West. Nick Peters joins the fray and puts Sam Edwards into the boards. Puck rolls free. Chad Lazine back on. He's going to see a considerable amount of ice time so far tonight. As now it's Nick Peters back with Ian Powderly across the blue line, 2-on-2. Peters lost the puck. Solid defense there by Blanding. And behind the goal, Peters sends another hit here. 5'8", but he's not afraid to throw his weight around. You saw him hit Kyle Harris against Georgia last weekend. Harris wasn't ready for it. Neither was Blanding. Back down low. It is Rob Lawrence to the point. Collega fires one there, and a big glove save. Outstanding stop, outstanding showmanship from Cole Canning. And some more after. The score remains 2-0.
Peters doing a good job of keeping that puck on him, working his way into the corner and then getting the puck up to Collega. Collega, great opportunity at the blue line. Big slap shot, but what a sprawling save by Canning. Got it with his glove. And a good save for him to keep this game 2-0.
Reminiscent of Joe Collega's first goal in a South Carolina uniform. Took a slap shot from that same patch of ice. Although this time Canning flashes the leather. Nicest save we've seen so far tonight. And now Reese tries to feed Rudman. That puck was about chest high. Now a centering pass there. Bolger picks it up on the backhand and dishes it off for Hickman. Back for Bolger at the hash mark. Centers one for Rudman, too far in front of him. So he'll backhand it back for Collega. Down low for Rudman, skipping puck underneath now Julian Reese. His status for tonight's game unknown after a bit of a shake-up in practice. Reese seems to be all right in this one. He'll send that one back down low. A sweeping shot there. Rudman fires it through the goal crease. Duncan Hickman back on. Sends it down low for Bolger. Puck skips up in the air. After this one is Collega. Receives a solid hit. A couple of players tumble down. It looks like Luke Rudman lost an edge. And in behind the goal, the puck comes free. Rolled up the wall now in that near side corner. Blake Robinson. Centering pass, though, it goes wide, perhaps off the skate of Rudman. And now it will roll slowly in on Trip Russell. Uses that brand new goal stick to tap that one for Hickman. Now on for Collega. Angled back in by Rudman. It'll roll back in on Canning now. And the visiting goaltender decides to stop this one and smother for a face-off. 7:18 to go first period. Gamecocks still protecting a 2-0 lead.
Yeah, as you mentioned earlier, it's good to see Reese out there after that shake-up in practice. We had questions before the game whether he would play, as he is a big asset to this South Carolina team, leads the team in goals, and already has 30 points on the season, so good to see him out there playing.
Out of the other Gamecocks who are not playing tonight, Corey Hawkinson, the only one out with an injury. Alex Siegfried, Avery Pruden, and Hunter Jackal all healthy scratches. As this puck cleared out of the zone, and will holler for an icing. Ryan McGowan beats him back. Speeding in on that one, Loic Harrisel. Again, one of a number of players who was in that game last season. And you look at the roster turnover, again, part of the youth movement in South Carolina, 60 players at tryouts this season, tons of new faces. And you look at the list of names for South Carolina, less than half of them were a part of the game against Auburn last SEC tournament. So the Tigers break this one out at center ice. Brown sidesteps a hit there from Cam Mecca. Team leader in penalty minutes, would you believe? The amount of goals he scores, and now a chance riding the goal line there, shot. They'll tuck it home, almost there. Little cheeky play there by Loic Harris. Russell sealed the goal post, and the puck rolls onto the far side now. Mecca away from Brown, takes a shove, chips the puck forward. Rolling after this one, Owen Thomas, with Mecca going towards the goal. An awkward collision, both men pop right back up. And that play shut down by Owen Thomas. It bounces across the blue line here. Thomas waiting, shooting. Save made by Canning again with that right blocker hand. Colin Burke touches it back down low. Mecca into the slot. Burke fires one, blocked on its way, gets his own rebound here. In that near face-off circle, blind pass, centered in front, a couple of backhanded passes. No one can get it. Shot there upstairs. Canning makes the save. Oh, and a big rebound. He stopped that one as well. No one seemed to want that puck until everyone wanted that puck. Two big opportunities for Ronan Egan, and Canning, his second larcenous save with that glove hand. Denies Ronan Egan, keeps it at 2-0.
Yeah, two massive saves by Cole Canning. He's getting a high five from his defense. That puck bounced around and out in front of the slot, trying to get it out of his feet. South Carolina, a couple of shots on net, but some big saves by Cole Canning, who we didn't even know before the game if he was going to start tonight.
Yeah, Tigers usually go with their ace Hayden Harris between the pipes. Centering pass there, Canning stops that one. A rebound chance, they score! Chad Lazine sends a backhander low to the glove side. It beats Canning, and it's 3-0 South Carolina.
Yeah, Canning got the first shot there, shut it down, but left that puck out right in front. Lazine gets his rebound and knocks it up above his glove and in. Good goal for Chad Lazine. His first of the game, and South Carolina up 3-0 early on. 6 minutes to go here in this first period.
Third goal on the season for rookie Chad Lazine, his second goal in as many games. He was actually credited for that goal late against Georgia, not Julian Reese. We thought it may have been Reese's second goal, but it actually clanked off the crossbar, and Lazine put the garbage in. And Lazine just getting his work done. That's becoming Chad Lazine's office there, right in front of the opposition's net. So 3-0 in the first period in favor of South Carolina, something becoming familiar here in Irmo. Now a rising shot goes off the mask of the goaltender. Backhand try there by Peters. Now it's Lazine again, a sweeping shot there. That one stays low, but it also stays out of the net. And so Nick Peters from the goal line, fighting guys off left and right. Peters puts it between the wickets. A nice move by Peters, alone in front. Powderly gets bundled, and the puck stays out. Lazine trying to chip it home. The net may have come off. And so another stoppage here as we clear the bodies from the blue paint.
That was some really good puck control by Nick Peters. He had the puck. The man tried to shove him off and fell down. He managed to knock a man down while he had the puck and then worked his way behind the net. A couple of nice little moves between the legs and creating a chance in the slot out in front. Can't tell if Cole Canning got something on that, but the puck was loose, and we'll have an offensive zone face-off.
Peters making it difficult for Coach Sirois and assistant coach John Kochlenberg in charge of the defenseman, making it difficult for his coaches to put him back on defense once everyone's healthy and back in the lineup, because Peters at center, that seems to be working pretty well. So from the point, it rolls off the stick of Michael Peake. It goes far side, and Lawrence sends a solid check there on the far side boards. Icing waved off, so Tyler Oakley gonna kick it into overdrive here. Hustle back for that puck. He braces for a hit, taken into the boards there by James Hitt. How do you like that one? Near side puck taken now by Michael Peake, and his nameplate reflects his surname this time. They got rid of the extra E. Nice little tidbit for you there. I just caught that myself as the puck rolls back in behind the goal. Nick Peters, not afraid to throw his weight around. He takes a man into the boards there. Michael Peake on the forecheck. Shrakes off Blake Robinson, and the puck rolls back again for Ryan McGowan. Up for Tyler Oakley. McGowan, one of two left-handed defensemen for South Carolina, typically, though with Peters playing forward as this puck rolls back for a center. Ryan McGowan, the only left-handed defenseman in the Gamecocks' disposal tonight. 4:21 to go, first period. Still 3-0 in favor of South Carolina.
Yeah, and Cole Canning hasn't played too bad tonight. He's made a couple of big saves but already letting up 3 goals. You got to wonder if Hayden Harris will start in that SEC tournament, a 10-3-2 record on the season. He's been very impressive for this Auburn squad.
He was the workhorse for Auburn this season and last season, and when you think about premier goaltenders in the SEC-HC, he is one of those guys that comes to mind. He was outstanding against South Carolina in both matchups last season. In the conversation there with Luke Thurston, that conversation being goaltenders that gave South Carolina headaches last year. As the puck rolls around far side now, Rob Lawrence at the blue line, chips it back in, glove down there. A collision behind the play at the red line. Players sorting out whose stick they're going to pick up, and we'll have a stoppage behind the play. It will be a penalty. Alan Sirois argues, as does Rob Lawrence, and number 14 goes back to his home. Penalty box brought to you by Rob Lawrence. 3:48 to go in the first period, and the Gamecocks will be shorthanded yet again.
We'll see if this second penalty kill was as good as the first, but that first one, they did a great job. Killed all 2 minutes without a stop. Great job working that puck up against the boards and clearing it down when they had the chance. As the ref now explains to Bolger the situation, trying to calm everybody down. And Auburn with a big chance to try and crawl back into this game early on.
And with those 2 penalty minutes, Rob Lawrence clicks up into the team lead with 43. Just a fun little race that we always like to keep track of. And now Bolger shorthanded, taking on 2 Tigers. And Auburn finally picks this puck up out of the corner. Bolger still making it difficult there. He scoots Jacob Blanding across the ice. And now bringing this one back on James Hitt across the blue line. Right-handed shot on his off wing. Pulls up at the hash marks, doubles back now. Who does he have? He sends it cross ice now. Can't handle that puck. Patillo back now. Center point Blanding. And it is Hitt, top of the circles. Thought he had the puck. I'll have to think again here. Cross ice pass. Patillo fakes the shot there. He's got Julian Reese staring him down. Loose puck from Edwards back to Patillo. Fires one there. Saved by Russell. The rebound picked up by Edwards. Jam play on the far side post. Kicked out by the Gamecock goaltender. Now shorthanded. Here comes Reese and Bolger. Dropping this one off for Bolger. Shut down quickly though. Brandon Weiss has this one. As Bolger certainly looking to get a line change on here. And Auburn goes D to D. 51 seconds on the Tigers' power play. Their second of the game, top of the circles. They bring this one back in now. It is Hitt, centering pass. Nobody home, though. Chad Lazine chops this one back down the ice. And the Gamecocks clear once again. 38 seconds to go on the man advantage. Looking like it might be another marathon penalty kill here for South Carolina. No whistles on this one so far. The Tigers will have perhaps one more opportunity to get a clean setup, a clean breakout, and one last opportunity on this power play. Through center, it's Robinson. Down the left side, chips this one back in off the dasher behind the goal. Captain Brown sends this one back across. Haggerty a shot there and scoots into the glove there of Trip Russell. Humphrey, my apologies. Henry Humphrey let that puck go from the point. 11 seconds to go in the on the power play. 1:59 to go in the first period.
Russell making a couple saves so far. Hasn't been tested too much as he makes the first one with a pad, this one with a glove. South Carolina defenders doing a great job of not letting that puck get to him and clearing it when they have the chance, just like that.
And that rolling puck sent all the way back down the ice, stopped by the goaltender Canning. And in 5 seconds, Rob Lawrence will step back onto the ice. And he will join the play directly. The puck does come right to him. He chipped it back in there. And out of the skates, the official, the puck taken by Henry Humphrey. And Nick Peters sends him into the boards right in front of some Gamecock fans, much to their delight. And Joe Collega fires that puck in, delayed offsides. The Gamecocks have to touch up here. Now a chance, 2-on-1. Joe Collega comes back and gets put on his wallet. Blake Robinson, the recipient, or the dealer of that hit, rather. Joe Collega, the recipient. Now a delayed icing will be called here. Touched up by Ryan Scott. And the puck brought all the way back down for another offensive zone faceoff for the Tigers. 1:18 to go in the first period. And if you are head coach of the Auburn Tigers, Marcel Richard, you're thinking, let's get at least one here before the end of the period.
Yeah, it'll certainly be a momentum boost if the Tigers could manage to put one in. South Carolina caught a big break earlier where Auburn couldn't get a clean pass off. They would have had a 2-on-1, but instead South Carolina came away with the puck.
Another chance for Peak. Tries to dangle around him, man. He dangles himself there. Lost an edge and goes spinning inside that near face-off circle. He throws a hit to make up for it, though. Puck along the near side boards. Chipped back in there. Solid hand-eye by Sam Edwards. And behind the goal, Duncan Hickman. He'll deal there with Brandon Weiss. Moves it up. Puck can't be held inside the blue line. Comes back out. The Tigers dump this one back in. Oakley tries the direct pass up to Michael Peak. It goes off his stick, so icing is waved off. Peak goes for a line change, and some South Carolina reinforcements come over the boards here. One last shift in the first period. Another 3-goal first period for the Gamecocks on home ice in front of another packed Plex. Though I do not believe we have the 840, the record 840 that were on hand to see Georgia last weekend. Still a considerable amount of humans in this building tonight. One more chance there. Fanned on opportunity here. Backhand shot, and Trip Russell kicks that one out. Puck still loose, though. Now it finally comes free, and the whistle is blown. Russell had to put the ankles together there and keep that puck out of the net. A bit of a nothing play that turned into a pretty good opportunity there for the Tigers.
Absolutely, yeah. It looked like that play was dead. The puck was going to go around the back of the net, and all of a sudden they tried to jam it. Weird angle shot off Russell and in, but Russell falling down to the ice, trying to stay over that puck, and eventually knocked the post off to kill that play.
A handful of shots on goal for the Tigers in this first period, though it seems like most of them have come from a pretty aggressive angle. I can only think of really one straight-on angle, if you will, that Trip Russell had to stop. All the other ones were blocked or they went wide of the goal. So 10 seconds, and Cam Mecca sends that one forward for Owen Thomas. Tries to clap one off the boards there. It's redirected up by Canning. And behind the goal, Ronan Egan can't get on it. 2 seconds and one. Hoey fires one there, and almost. Owen Thomas looking for the one-time shot off the broken play to make it 4-0. Unsuccessful, though, so the Gamecocks will have to settle for 3 goals in the first period. None for the Tigers through 20 minutes. Another exciting first period here. Mr. Brightside coming on, and we've got, if the play wasn't indicative of an exciting game to come, Mr. Brightside certainly will be. We'll step aside here for the intermission. When we come back, we'll give you a brief recap of the first, and then it will be period number 2 here on the Capital City Sports Network, presented by SGTV. Welcome back. We are getting ready to begin the second period. Those goals coming from Nick Peters, Mike Bolger, and Chad Lazine, all at even strength. And the Tigers looking to counter with some goals of their own in the second period. Zach, what was the difference in the first that allowed South Carolina to put up 3 yet again?
Well, South Carolina's just been running the physical play so far. Hits up against the boards, creating chances in the offensive zone, keeping that puck in the offensive zone, not allowing Auburn to clear that puck has been the difference so far. Auburn needs to come out more physical in this period if they want to climb back into the game.
And they do have the size to play that physical style, and it's just a matter of, are they willing to do it? That could really be the change they're looking for here in this second period. We have one team out on the ice right now, but we will need a second eventually if we are to start this middle frame here. But while we wait, there they come. While we wait, again, as we said before, there's notable, we did not mention this in the pregame show, Auburn is without their leading scorer, Stephen Verone. 18 goals, 12 assists for 30 points this year. He's got 5 game winners. Team leader in all those categories, as well as penalty minutes with 42, so ironic. One of their leading scorers is their penalty leader as well. One of the more notable players out there when these two teams tangled before, but 5 game-winning goals for Verone. One of the more interesting stats in this one. And another interesting stat, Auburn this whole season, only 6 power play goals, divided up among Henry Humphrey, Chandler Brown, Lance O'Rourke, and Stephen Verone. Patillo, rather. Caleb Patillo. And for South Carolina, they have certainly more than that. They've got way up around the 16 area. And it's surprising, though. I mean, well, not surprising when you see Auburn 0 for 2 on the power play tonight, but that can make the difference. When you see a team that's only got 6 power play goals this season, it's no wonder they've gone 0 for 2 on the power play.
Yeah, not to mention Auburn has a trio of guys up over 25 points this season. And that power play not being as successful as they want it to be is honestly shocking. As you mentioned, 0 for 2 tonight, and 2 pretty poor power plays, to be honest. South Carolina penalty kill just did a great job of shutting them down. So that's something Auburn certainly wants to work on heading into the SEC tournament, trying to get those power play goals and capitalize when they have the opportunities.
Gamecock's able to block a handful of shots. I counted at least 2 or 3 Joe Collega blocked shots on the first power play, the first penalty kill alone for South Carolina. They're still looking for their first power play. And at center ice, Noah Maddie's line starts out again against Blake Robinson. Gamecocks moving right to left here in this middle frame. We are down and underway in the middle frame. Back at the red line. Fired back in by Brown there. In behind the goal, Evan Hoey starts out just as he did in the beginning of the first period. He get that puck out to center. It goes off the skate of Chad Lazine. Fired back in, now gloved down. And it's picked up by Robinson, so a hand pass coming up here. And the faceoff will be moved somewhere else in the neutral zone. So 20 seconds off of the clock here in the second period, and we'll drop it right at center ice again. You notice when Noah Maddie takes these faceoffs, I'll have to ask him if he played lacrosse earlier on in his life. There's a couple pictures, especially from the Georgia game, where he gets down as low as his skates will allow him to for these faceoffs. He didn't do it so much there, but I have to ask Noah Maddie if he was a lacrosse player at some point in high school. Rolling up the boards now, Auburn moving this one out across center red. Taken away, though. Henry Humphrey had another opportunity. As the puck comes back down, picked up there, moved sideways, away from Evan Hoey. Blake Robinson fires it back out now is Colin Burke. And now picking this one up, Patillo. Off sides they come. Ready for the shot, though, was Trip Russell. James Hitt was ready to send it to him. Another whistle and another face-off here. 53 seconds into the second period, so another slow start.
And as a coach, you hate to see those bad entries into the offensive zone when you have chances like that. Obviously, an opportunity for Patillo to get a good shot off, but those bad entries kill you every time.
Right, you're looking to build some momentum here and some flow. Establish yourself really in the second period, and the stop and start play has not really been in favor of the Tigers, or really in the Gamecocks. Now centering chance, McGowan shoots one there, knocked down on its way. Cam Mecca races into the corner, throws a shoulder, Blanding gets the worst of it. Quick shot high there, the net is knocked off. Solid save by Cole Canning. Looked like he may have gotten the shoulder up to stop that Cam Mecca shot. He knocked the net off its anchors in the process.
Good play by Mecca in the corner. Knocking his man off the puck, then taking the puck, and taking a strange angle shot. Good save by Canning to keep that one out.
That's really where Mecca makes his money, is in those corners there. He's not only able to outmuscle guys, but he's able to be quick in a small area. And that's an underrated skill. When you can explode out of the corners like that and beat a guy by a stride and a half, as another stick goes flying out of the air, this time it's Tyler Oakley's. But when you can have that kind of speed in the small areas, you're winning a lot of small puck battles and creating a lot of opportunities for your wingers. Far side off the turnover here. Tigers swooping across now is Loic Harriso. Dishes this one off to his captain in Brown. Fires one high there, up and over the blocker of Trip Russell. After it catches the glass, it's slingshot back in around behind the goal. Coming over to take this one, Cam Mecca lifts a stick, puck back out to the point. It's bouncing a couple of times there. Ryan McGowan up off the high glass, now taken by Ronan Egan. 3-on-2. Egan taking a couple of whacks there. Puck off the stick of Noah Maddie. Onside, the Gamecocks have it. Maddie taking another stick there and a delayed penalty. Rudman with the puck. Centering pass there intended for Mecca. He gives a little whack there to Henry Humphrey. There's a follow-up chance there. Maybe loose in front. It goes wide past Cam Mecca. Still battling for it. Trip Russell on the bench. Extra attacker on. It is Julian Reese. Puck drifting back on now. Cam Mecca. As the Gamecocks will get a line change here. Stretch pass Mecca now for Rudman. 6 attackers for the Gamecocks. Rolls off the toe of Julian Reese's stick. Near side corner, lowers the shoulder, doubles back now on Ryan Scott. Sends a roller back to the point. McGowan cross ice for Oakley. Point shot goes far wide. Finally touched up there by Henry Humphrey. The official probably lacking some blood in his right arm after holding up there for a minute and a half. And so finally, the Gamecocks will have their first power play of the hockey game, and it comes with 17:25 to go in the second period. A holding minor that sees Chandler Brown in the box.
Yeah, the captain for Auburn making a mistake on the hold there, but good job for South Carolina. Tons of chances out in front with the 6th man.
Peters across for Bolger here. 1 goal already. Point shot ends up going wide now. Loose off the outside of the cage. Bolger picking it up in behind the goal. Out there with Julian Reese, Joe Collega, Nick Peters, and Gator Rudman. Collega walks and fires one there. Blocker save. Canning saw it right at the end there. He stayed on his feet. Little non-traditional save there. Now Reese whipping one off the shin guards as it blocked away from the slot area. Now 3 Gamecocks come together against 1 Tiger in the corner. Another one comes to help out. Now it's loose towards the goal. Bolger, sharp angle shot. Canning loose in front and taken off the line there. Outstanding defensive play by Blake Robinson. That puck just twirling in that blue paint, waiting for someone to bang it home. Minute 10 to go on the South Carolina power play. Nick Peters fields that puck out of his skates, goes cross ice too far for Julian Reese. It skips off the dasher. Taken back, chipped free there. Nice one-handed play by Trent Gavrin. Peters waiting patiently. Nice saucer pass. Gets it back from Bolger. Goes back to Bolger. And now across the blue line. All 5 Gamecocks come. Cross ice saucer pass taken by Oakley. Shoots one. Blocked on its way. Buzzing around the net is Peters. Now Noah Maddie behind the goal. Bolger racing down from the circle. Trying to pick the pocket there. Stepping in is Trent Gavrin. Into the boards. Peters. Now the puck on the tape of Noah Maddie. All 3 Gamecock forwards in behind the goal. Now they come back out. Bolger has some trouble with that one. That will shut down this Gamecock opportunity and bring the clock down to 20 seconds on the man advantage. Gamecocks in danger of going 0 for 1 on the power play. Peters, one more chance here. Cross ice, picked up by Maddie, redirected, and jumping up into the penalty box area. Hunter Jackal's got that one. 15:37 to go second period, 13 seconds on the Gamecock power play. And Hayden Harris, backup goaltender for Auburn, has come to join his man in the box. Oh, he's there, getting ready to open the door for him.
Nice guy.
Off the draw here. It is McGowan. Cross ice there, intended for Maddie. Has some trouble with that one, and that will do it for the Gamecocks' first opportunity. A man up. Stepping back out onto the ice now is Chandler Brown. Bit of a bouncing puck here, thrown back in. McGowan back to get it for the Gamecocks. Facing pressure here from Tate. Far side. Gamecocks having trouble with it again. Those tape-to-tape passes not coming quite as frequently as they'd like. This one booted there by Ian Powderly. Too far for Chad Lazine, so McGowan just able to slap this one out. Back off the stick of Ryan Scott. Delayed offsides as the Gamecocks are in the midst of a line change. Now Brown, a turnover though. Ronan Egan picks his pocket. Gets dumped into the boards there. Egan quick to pop back up. As this one fired off the leg of the official. Tyler Oakley in behind the goal. Chops this one off the boards here. Cam Mecca back on for the Gamecocks. Trying to gather some speed here through the neutral zone. That one shut down. Racing up to tag this one is Ryan McGowan. Gains the red line, fires it back in. So icing can be waved off. Hoey comes on for South Carolina. Now down the far side with the puck. Gathering speed is Weiss. Left wing, bodied there by Mecca. Puck knocked off his stick there by McGowan. Little give and go play. Loose in the slot there, dumped by Hoey. A follow-up chance there. May have gone off the outside of the boards and perhaps tripped Russell's goal pad. A little dangerous play there by Ronan Egan, but it paid off though. 3-on-2 now for the Gamecocks. Pass behind Mecca. Throws a roller into the slot there. Owen Thomas almost sent a backhand pass over for Ronan Egan. The Tigers break it out instead, now taken away by Parker West. They're in the middle of a line change. Mecca gets bodied. Loose puck. Taken now in front of the fans here by Jacob Blanding. He gets dumped there by Evan Hoey. Hoey following on here. Two men double up against Cam Mecca. Some stick checks. Puck still rolling free here. Egan doubles back and the puck scooped up there by Humphrey. Not a lot of pushback by the Tigers here as we approach almost the halfway point of the second period. And offsides as the Gamecocks were changing. Evan Hoey chips a backhander wide there. First face-off in a little while. Alan Sirwa having some extra direction for his club on the bench. Gamecocks will get this straightened out again.
Yeah. South Carolina showing some more physical play. Evan Hoey giving his signature shoulder, I should say. Knocking a man to the ground. Referees consulting about something. But South Carolina doing a good job possessing the puck. Not allowing Auburn to get chances in their defensive zone.
Ben Smith, who has made a name for himself as the new PA announcer of Gamecock hockey. When he was announcing the starting lineup, he gave Evan Hoey the name of Hoey the Hammer. Evan Hoey living up to his nickname so far through 2 periods. Tigers breaking this one back out. It's shut down quickly by Duncan Hickman. Rob Lawrence has to pick up an errant stick. It is his. And now gathering speed back the other way is Patillo. Down the left side, away from Duncan Hickman. Backhander sent in front. Joe Collega shuts that one down. Now taken to the boards here, Duncan Hickman. The puck rolls free for Michael Peak. A backhand chance. He'll try to clear the zone. It gets knocked off his stick, and Hickman comes on. Sends a bouncer awkwardly. It goes off a stanchion. Unfortunate bounce there for South Carolina. Robinson into the corner now. Knocked off the puck by Hickman. Centering pass, pinballs around there. No one can really pick it up. Now Rob Lawrence gets it ahead for Nick Peters. He's got Peak along the far side. Peters just going to chip it in instead. Chip and chase, he'll get it himself. Excellent work there by Nick Peters. And now Rob Lawrence sends a cross check there. Very lucky he didn't get a penalty for that one. Blake Robinson took a tumble on his face, and he's going to come back with some retaliation for Lawrence. Point shot. Hickman spiked around in front. And Canning makes a save. That puck was bouncing like you would not believe. 12:15 to go in the second. Keep an eye on 14 and Garnet.
Patillo not happy as he skates off the ice. He felt it was a cross check. And right now, looks like Hitt will consult with the officials trying to plead his case. Now the captain, number 17, Chandler Brown. But Rob Lawrence gets away with one there. And a good save by Cole Canning. That first puck popped up into the air. And he had the focus to see it and react and make it look easy with the glove.
Well, you said Patillo felt that was a cross check, though. I'm not sure he's feeling much of anything after that one. I mean, that was a strong blow to the small of his back. Now an opportunity went by the wayside here for South Carolina, so the chance comes now for Auburn to get some offense going. They'll send this one back into the zone. Brown is after this one. He'll tangle with Tyler Oakley. Coming down and giving on some help now is Harriso. Brown watched there by Colin Burke. Comes away from the stick check here. Rolling out to the point. It's taken up now by Bolger. 2-on-2. Bolger with Rudman. Pulls up. Shoots one there. Goes off the skate there. Shot blocked by Blanding. Though he didn't even mean to. And now hit. Colin Burke gets taken down after a blind backhand pass. Trent Gavrin took him down. And the Tigers, as you said, they're turning up the physicality. They're upset. Burke chips a backhand shot, and this one taken up now and quickly turned over again. So now Julian Reese and Mike Bolger have this puck at far as center. Cross ice just quickly shot up and over the glass there. Up and over the net, rather, into the glass. Tyler Oakley, and now a bouncing puck taken there. Bolger and Julian Reese gets clipped there and spun around. Solid hit by Loic Harriso. Back the other way, the Tigers come, and they will rule offside. That one was close. 11:05 to go in the second period. 3-0. All those goals being scored in the first. Still looking for our first tally of the second. And we do have a penalty here.
I don't know if that's going to be on the hit on Reese.
Yeah, I think so. The way Harriso skated through, they'll give him an interference call. That's the official ruling.
Yeah, Reese looking down at the ice and at the puck, not seeing the man coming through. But it looks like it will be interference, and another chance for the South Carolina power play. No power play goals here tonight. The penalty kill for both teams has been successful. We'll see if that will remain the case with 11 minutes to go.
Nick Peters back on defense. He's running the point on this power play, really quarterbacking it. As he's got the puck center point, back for Cam Mecca. The puck a little too far in front of him. He lets one go there. Canning makes a save. Rebound, and Canning shuts that one down as well. Some more afterwards. Mecca hard in front of that net. Gets a little shoulder there from Caleb Patillo. And that only took 13 seconds off the power play clock here. Cam Mecca receiving further instruction from Alan Sirwa. And this top power play unit, which is the Gamecocks' first line, with Collega and Peters waiting at the blue line. Egan against Blake Robinson, and Robinson won that defensive zone draw. A big one, though. Collega making an equally big play, holding that puck in the offensive zone, which allows Cam Mecca to come around behind the goal. Send it now up top for Nick Peters, who walks and fires one there, a bit of a knuckle puck there. Saved by Cole Canning for a face-off with 1:31 to go on the power play. And you'll notice there where Canning was standing in his blue paint. He was in his blue paint, very deep in the goal. Now, most goaltenders do play deeper now. They're a little more conservative with how much they come out and cut down the angle. But Canning, not an overly large goaltender. On a long shot like that, typically the teaching is you come out, put at least your toes on top of the paint, maybe your heels. Make yourself bigger and cut down the angle. Look where he's playing. He's real deep in the goal. Centering pass right in front there. Egan couldn't tap that one home, and Collega cannot hold that puck in the zone. So it rolls back down. Trip Russell having trouble playing that puck. Short-handed, Blake Robinson gets after that one. A skirmish with Nick Peters. The puck rolls up one-handed there. Taken by Owen Thomas. Cam Mecca joins him. Mecca down the far side. Drops it off. Mecca, nice move in front. Oh, what a chance. Off the feed from Owen Thomas. Into the corner, the Tigers have it. 1 minute to go on the man advantage for South Carolina. Harriso in the box for interference after a collision with Julian Reese. Looked to be primarily located in the knee region. So far side boards, Mecca makes another nice move. Owen Thomas fires it back to the point, and Collega walks and sends one into the skates of Nick Peters. Back for Collega, walks in, shoots one there, saved by Canning once more. The Gamecocks, they're shooting high on the goaltender Canning from the point. They're not getting any rebounds. And that's what's allowing Auburn to shut down this power play. If you shoot low for a rebound, anything can happen. It's fair game.
Yeah, and another example of Canning playing deep in his net, as you mentioned. A long shot from out by the blue line, and he's playing deep in his crease, but still making the save.
It's a little puzzling, some of the shot choices here. And they're not overly hard shots. They're not booming slap shots. That was just a simple wrist shot from Collega. Now here's Oakley over from McGowan. Walks in, fires one there. He shoots that one low. That one, though, absorbed again by Cole Canning. Right idea. Just Canning, the way he moved his pads, the puck just kind of stuck in there for him. So a little fortunate bounce for the Auburn goaltender.
A big improvement from their last power play, Dillon. The last power play didn't get as many shots off, not as many opportunities here. Right off the faceoff, we're seeing quick shots on Canning.
24 seconds on the man advantage. This puck rolls past Bolger, so instead on the far side, it's taken by Rudman. That gap in between the circles and the goal line. Bolger now for McGowan, back for Bolger. Top of the circles again. Sends one cross ice intended for Reese. That puck up in the air. And it's shot back down. Oakley can't hold that one in, so rolling back to get this one. Trip Russell having trouble playing it once again. Again, he's getting used to that new goal stick. It's about half the weight of his last one. Penalty time expires. Gamecocks join the Tigers at 0 for 2 on the man advantage tonight. As this puck up into the crowd. We'll take a look, make sure everyone's okay. All right, that little little scary there for a second. She's all right. There's a woman down there. The puck landed next to her, and she had fear on her face. We mistook it for pain. Now being consulted by all the other fans. Yes, she's all right. She's laughing and having fun, and now she has a story to tell her friends for the next week. The netting wraps around just about to the hash marks. So these seats right here, a quick shot off the draw by Lazine. These seats right here, they are exposed. Got to have your head on a swivel when you're going to sit there, and Ian Powderly decides he doesn't like that puck. So it's out of the playing surface, and he gives a little poke there to the empty can tower currently being constructed by Charlie Miller, official tweet curator of the South Carolina Gamecocks, if you are unfamiliar with Miller. Neutral zone draw, the Gamecocks just chop that one forward, which will award Tiger control. Brandon Weiss now has some speed, 2-on-1 against Burke. A shot there, and Trip Russell just got the toe on that one. Bit of a cheeky shot there. Weiss with the quick release. And this one flipped up. It avoids the ceiling and the light. Stays in play. Go back the other way. Burke just going to one-hand this one. And now it's Weiss again. Hoey tries to force him wide. The loose puck stopped by Russell. Goes off his goal stick. Now to the near side corner. Auburn turning up the intensity. A shot there off a leg. Goes wide. Off the stick of Edwards. It's chipped back down. Weiss has it. Hoey wipes it up and across the boards here. It's walked into the middle by Blanding. He'll go D to D there with Humphrey. Winds and fires one there. Right into the R in Carolina. Trip Russell makes the save. Solid shot by Humphrey.
And we talk about it pretty frequently, Dillon, but when goalies go a long stretch without seeing the puck, the defense doing a good job of keeping the puck in the offensive zone or something like that, the goalies can get cold, and quick chances on the other end, one can squeak by him. Tripp does a good job of staying focused and making a couple big saves there.
Offensive zone draw won by the Tigers. That shot tipped on its way, and Russell trying to pounce on the rebound. He does. Duncan Hickman gets dumped onto his goaltender after the fact. Ronan Egan removes Blake Robinson from the area. 7:52 to go in the second period. Still 3-0. And as we look ahead on the schedule, as we said, South Carolina will be in Charlotte tomorrow night to play the 49ers. We will be there. We will have an audio broadcast for you there, Zach and myself. And for Auburn, they turn their attention to Georgia tomorrow night at the Classic Center. That shot off the outside of the cage. Duncan Hickman takes down Robinson. The puck chopped up the boards here, taken back out of the skates of Robinson there. Collega throws a shoulder his way. Now roaring back on. James hit. Takes it back to the point. Swivels one about 13 feet wide there. It goes now onto the stick of Collega. Fires that one off the glass, and we do have a delayed penalty. Touched up by the Tigers. No whistle. The penalty is against South Carolina. They throw that one right into the path of Canning as he was headed for the bench here. He's got a long way to go as it is the period of the long change. Finally touched up by the Gamecocks. And they will go back shorthanded. And it looks like Joe Collega, the guilty party. He's having an extra conversation here with one of the linesmen. Oh, now Cam Mecca instead reclaims his penalty crown. That's Ronan Egan, rather. Cam Mecca now tied with Rob Lawrence for 43 penalty minutes this season.
And we talked how Georgia's leading goal scorer and point haver is also the penalty minutes leader. Egan leads the team in points and now sitting in the sin bin for a bit.
Another power play opportunity here for Auburn. 0 for 3. 0 for 2, excuse me. Their third opportunity right now. From the top of the circles, it is Brown. Now for Humphrey. Center point lets one go. It comes up into the netting behind Trip Russell. Out of play as Mike Bolger plays. He's serving up some pancakes there, flipping up that puck. 18 seconds gone on the man advantage here for Auburn. And we saw the secret to South Carolina's success. Well, they didn't score, but that power play, they were moving the puck around well, and that is the key to it. When you can move the puck around the perimeter like that and keep the penalty killers contained in a box in the center of the ice, you can kind of have your way, though it didn't exactly work out for the Gamecocks. There's now a chance here for Sam Edwards, goes off the heel of his stick. They're getting that puck movement, though. It comes back out to the point. A roller shut down there by Julian Reese. He flags it down with his stick and moves this one on and across. It bounces right in front of the penalty box, and getting dumped that time was Bolger. Back to his feet, though. The puck almost poked past Nick Peters there. Now a 3-on-2 develops, shorthanded. It's Bolger down the right side. He's got Reese in front, alone. Oh, a shot, he never got it off. Follow-up chance, Canning makes the save. He's without a goal stick. The Gamecocks poking for it. Bolger on the far side, sends a backhander there. It goes off the outside of the cage. 3 huge opportunities for short-handed South Carolina. Now here's Reese. He wants more. He's got Bolger, doesn't have the puck though. Now Bolger sends this one back out wisely. The Gamecock freshman moves it back out for McGowan, goes D to Burke. 4 freshmen killing this penalty now for South Carolina. Bolger again, drops it off for Reese. Nice little curl and drag there. In the circles, he loses it. Picked up and moved out here by Weiss. Cross-ice pass, intercepted by Colin Burke. Gamecocks don't particularly care that they're shorthanded right now. Burke, a nice move here, the defenseman. A backhand shot there, and Canning shuts that one down. Not a play we're used to seeing from Colin Burke, as he's got the puck again. Fires this one back in and drops back to playing defense. Reality comes crashing back. That was a nice play, though, by Burke. 6'5", and he can move. Michael Peak now sends one for Chad Lazine. On the backhand, it rolled up on him. 4 seconds to go. The Gamecocks will kill this penalty in the offensive zone. They move it back and across here. Michael Peak to take it on the near side. Out of the box is Mecca, and he's humming towards the net. Peak underneath for Lazine. Going to sweep this one on for his captain? No, he'll hang on to it. Lazine taken to the boards by a forearm there. Puck pops away from Michael Peak. Chipped in by Colin Burke. He's been on for a long time, though. And now Brown back. Chips this one past Cam Mecca, who's filling in for Colin Burke on defense. And Mecca's got some energy, as well as some pent-up aggression from being put in the penalty box, and he gets dumped after throwing a check. Now it's Ronan Egan, back the other way, one defender to beat. He puts it in his skates there, almost undresses Jacob Blanding. Rolls up the wall, though, taken now. It's Owen Thomas into the slot, can't hang on to it. Move back out, off the stick of Colin Burke. He's got to hustle and get back, though. Looking for his defensive partner, scoots this one back up for Ronan Egan and gloves it back down. Egan on his forehand, sends that one. He crashes into the goal. The net gets knocked off its moorings. And the whistle will stop play here. 4:20 to go in the second period. Still 3-0 South Carolina. No goals in this second period. And Auburn now goes 0 for 3 on the power play thanks to a particularly offensive Gamecock penalty kill.
Yeah, how about that? Colin Burke didn't know he had that in his arsenal. What a move to work into the offensive zone there. But this penalty kill team have dubbed themselves the power kill, as we've talked about earlier in the season. They have tons of shorthanded goals, certainly more shorthanded goals than we've seen a Carolina team have in quite some time, but a lot of offensive opportunities. And Canning making a couple big plays, but South Carolina stick handling to create space and chances.
Julian Reese, three shorthanded goals this season, and you said they dubbed themselves the power kill. And typically, nicknames you give yourself don't work, but they have proven it so far this season. The power kill lives on. But right now they're on the bench, and so Cam Mecca takes this one. A nice move there. Mecca turns it over to the backhand. Owen Thomas wasn't there. I don't think he was expecting such a creative play from Mecca, who has the puck now. One-time shot by Egan, kicked out by Canning. Mecca on the rebound, spins and fires that one there. Owen Thomas trying to pick a man's pocket. The puck rolls up. Duncan Hickman pinching in, throws a shoulder. Puck comes past Hickman there. Trying to move past here is Weiss. Hickman tries to cut him off, but now 3-on-1. It's Weiss down the right side. Shoots one there. Russell makes the save. He shrugs it off with the shoulder. Back up to the point now. Humphrey, point shot knocked out there. Ryan Scott, my apologies. And now comes back to Scott, who holds it in and sends one back down now into Joe Collega's corner. Smokes that one up off the glass. Back to Humphrey now. Off the dasher, sent back in for Collega. He's got a cushion of room here. Collega winds and fires that one high and wide. That puck bouncing as it rolls free now for Ian Powderly. Back to the point and Duncan Hickman. Underneath for Powderly. Lazine standing in front. He never sees that puck come to him. Breakout pass now picked up and moved across there off the heel of Lance O'Rourke's stick. They will wave off the icing. Couple of 19s coming together in behind the Gamecock goal, and it is Joe Collega winning that battle for South Carolina. Collega pokes that puck free. Has some trouble with it. Ian Powderly battles for it along the far side boards, and now those two men will come together. The puck chipped back. And now gathering speed is Noah Maddie. 2-on-1 almost here. Maddie pulls up, drops it off for Powderly, skates into it. A backhander there knocked down on its way. It pinballs a little bit. And out comes free and is chopped back out past the stick of Evan Hoey, rolling all the way back down for Parker West. Icing waved off. 2:20 to go in the second. The Gamecocks will start again. After the Chad Lazine dump in, he'll scoot towards the bench. Nick Peters on, trying to create a turnover, and he does. Gets taken to the boards for his work. Michael Peak on now. Another turnover, almost. Rob Lawrence. And now it's Brown racing back the other way. Brown has a shot there. Big save by Russell. Again, they're shooting up high on Russell. He got it in the shoulder, maybe the collarbone area, but he makes the save. Hoey goes down in behind the goal. Rob Lawrence gathers speed. Michael Peak, rather, dishes this one across there. Too far for Nick Peters. Will they beat out the icing? No, they will not. Rob Lawrence beside himself on that one. He was just almost there. He was lowering the shoulder to go inside there on Caleb Patillo. Couldn't beat the man for the icing, though, so the Gamecocks have to stay on, and they have to win a defensive zone faceoff.
Yeah, Auburn with their best chance of the game that shift. Captain Chandler Brown getting the stretch pass and splitting the Carolina defense. Evan Hoey didn't have the speed to catch up, but a big save by Trip Russell again. He's been good so far tonight in his return to the Plex and making another big save here in the latter part of the second period.
Chandler Brown, the highest scoring forward on the ice tonight for Auburn. As we said, Verone is out. And a big save by Russell as he slides from his left to his right. Denies a man right on the doorstep. May have been Colin Tate, who has the puck right now. A sweeping shot there. Russell gets the pad down and makes another stop. Slingshot around the boards. Rob Lawrence chops this one back out for Michael Peak. He's got a step here. Can he hang on to the puck? Michael Peak going on the goal. A backhand shot there. It goes wide. Something laying in the crease there. The net is off. And finally, they'll blow the play dead as a long shot is swept out there by Cole Canning. He's perhaps missing a piece of his equipment. An unidentified pad, as he'll just try to stick that one back onto his legs there. 1:16 to go in the second.
Peak almost had a big chance there. That puck bouncing around. He couldn't get a complete control of it until it was too late. He got a backhanded shot off, but Canning had the position to shove that one away. Good chance for South Carolina with just bad puck luck.
Great defensive play there by Auburn, and not sure if you saw there, while Canning was adjusting his equipment, you saw him take his catching glove off there, and he is one of the few goaltenders that wears another glove underneath for a little extra protection. Henrik Lundqvist known for doing that one, and I believe Dominic Hasek wore one many years ago. I'll have to check that one. Seems like something Dominic Hasek would do. So Peters and Peak. That one thrown on goal there by Peak. Canning's forced to make a right pad save after it tipped off the stick of his defenseman Blanding. McGowan chops that one far corner. Peters, Peak, and Lawrence. Nice hit by Peters. Turns over for Peak. A backhand shot there, too far there. Intended for the stick of this Nick Peters. And that fourth line for South Carolina showing some chemistry here. Peters is the motor. Michael Peak having some confidence in his stick handling abilities after scoring his first goal of the year. 33 seconds to go in the second period. Rimmed around by Ryan McGowan. One more opportunity for someone to get a goal here in the second period. If not, we will go to the third the same way we started the second. Sent back in, wide of the goal, no icing. The Gamecocks were inside the red line. In behind now, taken by Ryan Scott. Moves this one off, and now a breakout pass shut down by Tyler Oakley. He's got it in front of his own bench. He gets taken down here. The puck will roll back into Auburn territory, and they will just be content to kill the remaining time in the second. Oakley fires that one as the horn sounded. Will he get anything for that? No, he will not. I know that was right there. That was a bit borderline. Some teams would take exception to that, but Tyler Oakley escapes without persecution. And we've escaped the second period without any goals. If you were not here for the first, the Gamecock goal scorers were Nick Peters from Parker West, Mike Bolger from Julian Reese and Luke Rudman, then Chad Lazine, his third of the season, and second goal in 2 games from Ian Powderly and Noah Maddie. So those bottom lines, those bottom 6 forwards really working out here for South Carolina. Again, as we said, scoreless second period. We're going to send you to a break. When we come back, period number 3, SEC HC tournament preview, South Carolina and Auburn, here on the Capital City Sports Network, presented by SGTV. The Capital City Sports Network just about ready to start period number 3 here. South Carolina still protecting a 3-0 lead over the visiting Auburn Tigers. No goals in the second period. Assistant coach John Kochlenberg emphasized the importance of the next goal because 3-1 is much different from 4-0. So no surprise, head coach Alan Sirwa has tapped the first line. Owen Thomas, Cam Mecca, Ronan Egan to start things off here in the third. And Owen Thomas flying all around. He's got that puck deep into the Auburn zone. Well, the Tigers haven't turned over, though. McGowan, a point shot, knocked out there by the stick of Cole Canning. Now it's Cam Mecca on the far side boards, loses control. Tigers have it here and send a backhander up here. Tyler Oakley has a bouncing puck to contend with. He's able to escort it out to the far side boards. It's bounced off there and rolling along the near side here to Ryan McGowan. Owen Thomas back for Ronan Egan. Across now, Cam Mecca down the left side. The Gamecock captain goes. Tries to take a man inside there. Nice move by Cam Mecca. Undressed a couple of Georgia players by doing that same move last weekend. Unsuccessful so far against the Tigers. Mecca looking for his first sniff of the score sheet as Duncan Hickman chops that one back in. It stays in the zone. He puts it in behind the Auburn net. Rolls back underneath where it can be taken by Henry Humphrey. Watched there by Mike Bolger. The puck comes free to Brown. Brown up the boards, knocked down there by Tate and chips that one along. Luke Rudman racing back. He'll switch off though with Joe Collega. Chops a bouncing puck up off the glass. It's escorted back in here. Hickman sends a man down. Loic Harrisel got his face into the ice, and Brown a shot, he scores! Off the turnover, it's the captain, Chandler Brown, goes 5-hole on Russell, and it is 3-1. The Tigers are on the board.
Yeah, you were talking about that first goal. 3-1 certainly is a different game. The two Gamecock defenders caught up with number 12. That's Harrisel. He was on the ground there, got the pass off though, and Chandler Brown came streaking in, one-on-one with the goalkeeper, and a great finish through the legs of Trip Russell. And suddenly Auburn has a little bit of momentum.
Goal number 14 this season for the Auburn captain. 18:35 to go in the third period. A considerable amount of time. Now off the draw, here comes Bolger down the right side. Fires one high there. Up over the glass. Mike Bolger, one of the more quick releases on this hockey team, second only to Julian Reese, who is also on there right now. Colin Burke chips that puck back in, and the Tigers come back the other way. Sam Edwards, left wing, has it, fires one there. Kick save there by Trip Russell. And a loose puck in the near side faceoff circle. Colin Burke takes a look, fires that one. Julian Reese tries to do like a little limbo underneath the puck there. Comes free now, Reese has it. Down below the goal line, Reese on with Rudman and Bolger. Parker West and Colin Burke, the two defensemen. The puck leaks through West, and back the other way come the Tigers, although they thought better of it and went for a line change instead. So Parker West with some time and space sends it up now for Colin Burke. Those two have been on for quite some time now. A big hit by Lazine off the bench. Well, he had some more momentum than it looked like as Trip Russell stops that one behind the goal. Luke Rudman backhands that one on now. Julian Reese playing forechecker. Comes out off the boards here. Now for Humphrey, chips it back down. Colin Burke fans on that attempt. Now a 2-on-1. Back the other way. Quick shot there, knocked down on its way. Blake Robinson had a great opportunity, almost made it 3-2. Gamecocks had their foot on the gas the whole first period. They had some trouble finding their game in the second, and the Tigers have come out with a vengeance here in the third. Back in their own zone, a turnover. Here's Lazine. Sends one into the slot, intended for Matty, though it bounces too far wide for him. So Humphrey has it along the far side. Sends that one at the red line. It's intercepted by the Gamecocks, and Noah Matty turns that one back in. It will go down for an icing. He will argue to no avail. 16:52 to go in the third period. South Carolina still up 3-1.
South Carolina trying to get a quick answer to that Auburn goal. A couple of chances on the other end, but Cole Canning stays strong. And Auburn has come out in this third period a lot more aggressive, a lot more fast-paced, trying to create chances. We'll see if they can keep that up.
The significance of that goal cannot be overstated. As we said, 3-1 is quite different from 4-0. It's a two-goal game here as Tyler Oakley chips that one up. Fortunately, there is netting at that part of the arena, so those fans are spared any sort of situation as that puck comes up and out. 16:43 to go in the third period. No penalty. Fortunately for South Carolina, that is not a delay of game penalty for shooting the puck over the glass. Although they would certainly have a few more power play goals against this season. As Ian Powderly outmuscles a man, now he's got it down the right side, looking for Matty in the slot, pulls up, fires one in front for Lazine on the goalpost, and now Powderly can't tuck it through. He had an open cage. He was standing on the goal line. He couldn't put it behind Cole Canning. Back the other way. Here comes Brown, the captain looking for his second. Stripped of the control there by Oakley. Far side, now taken here on the backhand. Harriso knocked off of it. Oakley sends it off the boards past the official. A rolling puck out towards center. We have got a hockey game here. Ryan McGowan down the right wing. The defenseman pinches in. Down the side, sends a backhander there at Canning. Hit him right in the pants. He's able to make the save. Has some trouble with the rebound, though. The whistle had gone. Almost 4 minutes into this third period. And an offensive zone draw for South Carolina, who has been forced back on their heels, to say the least.
You know, Bobby Law getting tangled up after the play with a couple of Auburn players, but how about this offensive play? Back and forth now. We haven't really seen that all game. But South Carolina with a big chance at the other end. Ian Powderly couldn't tuck it in with the open net, and then that led to a chance by the captain, Chandler Brown. Nothing to come of it, though. A lot more excitement.
It's the kind of game that'll test the mental strength of this Gamecock team, who is used to leading by some considerable margins. Now they find themselves in a two-goal game. As here's Peters at the side of the net, a shot, and Canning's on top of that one. Nick Peters' second try tonight had a little wraparound jam play along the near side post. And the second time, Cole Canning has come up the victor of that one-on-one battle.
And we've seen some incredible puck control and stick work by Nick Peters tonight, creating more space for himself behind the net and opening up a chance shut down by Cole Canning, who has certainly seen his fair share of shots since that first period.
That really is the trick of it, creating space for yourself, and that creates space for your teammates. At the point now, Duncan Hickman controls a little stick handle. He's going to nudge this one on down for Michael Peak. Stripped of control there. Turned over, though. Collega back down for Peters. Sidesteps a man, that puck in his skates. He's doubled up on now by the Tigers. And they escort this one back out. Rob Lawrence holds on to that one. Goes across now for Hickman. Gains the red line. He's going to skate it in himself. Little fake shot and a backhand dump in here. That'll send Peters behind the goal to get it. Jacob Blanding in there first now for the Tigers. And it rolls back out for Collega. Batted back in to the glove of Blanding. Center ice pass there. Taken by Robinson. Down the far side. Shoots one there. That goes wide. Trip Russell a little handcuffed on that one. 5 minutes gone in this third period. 1 goal scored so far in this frame, and it belongs to the visitors. Humphreys around. Slingshot taken there by Cam Mecca. Moved back down for Owen Thomas. Spinning out of the corner there. Cam Mecca comes in to give him some help. Now turnover forced there by the Gamecock captain. Loose puck rolling. Gamecock's in the middle of a line change here. Oakley going to one-hand that one back on for McGowan, who was slapping his stick on the ice for that puck. Right idea. The execution a little off there. And the result is an Auburn puck in the offensive zone. They send this one back down low. Lance O'Rourke after it for Auburn. Taken and pitchforked back there. Owen Thomas, a little one-handed poke at it. He's going to gain some speed down the right side. It's Thomas. A quick shot there. Nice save by Canning. He's been sharp in this third period. And the puck taken now by Ronan Egan, Gamecock's #1 center. Picks it up now, moves it back on. Cam Mecca at the blue line, creating time and space, fires one there, knocked down on its way. Follow-up chance there, Mecca denied. Save made, rebound, it's loose. They score! A pile-up of bodies in front of the net. Mecca was tossing pucks back there. Who knows who touched it last? Canning is still down on the ice, but the official has signaled a goal. That makes it 4-1 South Carolina.
Yeah, Canning's still slow to get up. He doesn't have a mask on. There was a mass of bodies out in front there that fell down. You hope Canning's all right, but big chance for South Carolina. They say a 2-goal lead is the most dangerous in hockey. South Carolina certainly wanted to increase theirs. And a great amount of chances out in front, and eventually somebody poked it in. I do believe it was Cam Mecca.
We'll wait to see. Cam Mecca's been buzzing around all game long. And that goal will stand. South Carolina's first goal since the waning moments of the first period, rather. 14:03 to go here in the third. And the Gamecocks have re-secured a 3-goal lead for themselves. And no surprise here, Chandler Brown is going to have a talk with the head official about the collision in front of the net. You saw, or maybe you didn't see, Cole Canning, he lost his helmet, he lost his blocker, lost his goal stick. The net was eventually pushed off, though the puck had crossed the line before that all took place.
There's been a couple of times tonight where that whistle has been blown a little early. It didn't seem like that puck had been covered up completely. But no early whistle there. And with all the people out in front, the puck was in the net. Tough call to make, but the Gamecocks result in a goal.
We'll wait to see the official ruling on who it belongs to. Right now we've got a question mark in the goal scorer's box. And so after the South Carolina goal, it is Julian Reese's line who has been tapped to keep up the intensity. Parker West sends that one back in. A couple of regulars out of the lineup on defense for South Carolina. Hunter Jackal, Avery Pruden, healthy scratches. Alex Siegfried, healthy scratched as well. Corey Hawkinson still out with an upper body injury. Says he's not exactly 100%. They don't want to take any chances, especially this close to the tournament. Michael Bolger now gains the zone. A bouncing puck can't be settled down. Now he finally does. Back out at the blue line. It's knifed off his stick. Parker West hustles after it. Sidesteps a man. Nice move there by West. A crunch into Julian Reese on the far side boards. He comes out victorious. Nice move there. Diving as he plays that puck. Now comes back out of the slot. Flipped up into the ceiling. And knocked back down. Will be an offensive zone draw here for the Gamecocks again. And they will send some fresh bodies onto the ice. It's Noah Maddie's line. 13-10 to go in the third period.
South Carolina just trying to possess that puck in the offensive zone and create chances. They know if they continue to put shots on goal, eventually something's going to beat Canning. As it has been shown so far tonight, 4 have gone past him. Only playing 5 games this season. A 3-0-0 record, but 4 goals against. Not the night that he would want.
Off the draw taken by Powderly. A quick shot there, never got to the net, and it's flipped past Parker West. The Gamecocks have to come back and pick it up. Speaking of Parker West, as this icing is called, speaking of Parker West, we must thank Parker's grandmother, who was kind enough to bake Zach and myself some cookies and brownies. It's always nice to see. She's one of those faces that we see everywhere we go. I haven't seen her yet tonight, so Mrs. West, if you are at home and listening, we thank you. And if you're here, I'm sure I'll see you eventually.
Might need your recipe.
Might need a recipe, although I'm sure we couldn't execute it quite the way you do, but the cookies and brownies, very appreciated nevertheless. Offensive zone draw, South Carolina. They can't win it. Chopped in behind the goal, Jacob Blanding. He gets it back, though it's too far past his stick, so Lance O'Rourke picks it up. Taken down there by Maddie, who also goes down. Joining on now is Ian Powderly. Puck 30 feet in the air, comes back down. A bit of a mortar shot there. It's flipped back to the official by a fan. Don't see that every day. No one is hurt down there. That is something we're glad we see.
Yeah, a couple of times tonight we've seen the puck go into the crowd. Luckily not on that right side, as Charlie Miller's beer tower has continued to grow. It's getting up there.
Auburn breaking this one out. Backhand pass, a crunch by Peters behind the play. Now Duncan Hickman watches as Sam Edwards chips this one back at the goal stripe. Rob Lawrence on, battling for it there with Hickman. And now it's Edwards. Takes it towards the goal. A centering pass. That one goes off the skate of Joe Collega. Tagged pass there by Michael Peak. Advances for Rob Lawrence. Scored against Georgia the other night. Tries to get it for Peak. On his backhand, he can't take it. Being hounded there. Michael Peak centering for Peters there. It's knocked down on its way. Solid defensive effort by Lance O'Rourke. He was draped all over Michael Peak. Centering pass there from Peak. Doesn't get to the net, so instead it comes all the way back out to the neutral zone. Peters. Is it onside? Yes, it was. A shot there by Hickman. Chops the top of his skate. And in behind the goal, it's Rob Lawrence. Moves it back now. Collega at the point, walks and fires that one wide. A headhunter goes up and over the goal. Hickman chips it back down low. And the Tigers, off the turnover, turn it back over. And so Collega from the red line. Back on goal. Easy stop for Canning. Face off with 11:39 to go.
Canning covering that one up. But since that South Carolina goal earlier in this period, Auburn has not seen many offensive opportunities so far tonight. The momentum has kind of died off since that early goal to start this third period. With 11 minutes to play, we'll see if they can do that.
Mecca stepping into play center on that one. He couldn't win that draw. Humphrey behind the goal. Collides with Mecca. Turnover. Egan in the slot. A backhander. That one sent wide. Mecca hustles onto it. Out of the corner, Cam Mecca. Join there. Owen Thomas pulls it out. Shoots one. Knocked down on its way. Egan picks it up. Fires one high and wide. Up over the glove. Past the ear of the goaltender. Chipped down by McGowan. He's been on the ice almost exclusively with Cam Mecca's line. He gets taken down. Puck is loose. 2-on-2 back the other way for the Tigers, maybe. Harriso just kind of flips that one forward. Trip Russell stops it and scoots it in behind his own net there. Taken by Ryan McGowan. Owen Thomas breaking it out himself. Just going to play that one to an open patch of ice. It's fanned on there. Ryan Scott has to go all the way back to play. A fortunate bounce for the Gamecocks. Now Bolger centering pass for Ronan Egan there, and chipping in is McGowan. Egan has it at the blue line. Back down, an incomplete line change here for South Carolina, so Bolger's on with Egan and Owen Thomas. McGowan at the red line has to dodge Owen Thomas there as he goes back for a line change. The Gamecocks chip that puck in. Now Rudman and Reese come on, the remaining two of the Gamecocks' second line, and icing is called here again. McGowan touches that puck up, 10:29 to go in regulation. And is it just me, or have we had more icings in this game than usual?
Yeah, a lot more stoppages after a quicker first period. You had a bunch more goals, and then all of a sudden the game starts to slow down in the second period. A lot more icings. I think you're right, Dillon.
Gamecocks will take it, though. Head coach of Auburn, Marcel Richard, has his arguments and disagreements with the official here. Parker West holding off the faceoff. Sends it back down low for Julian Reese. He's going to take it himself now, drop it back off for Rudman. Rudman, goal line. Back down for Bolger. And these three have been together for quite some time. Not quite as long as Mecca, Thomas, and Egan, but together for quite some time. Rudman inching down as Burke, a shot in the slot. Canny makes the save, and he holds on for the rebound. And this has to be the most offensive night we've seen from Colin Burke, who we wouldn't exactly regard as the Gamecocks' most offensive defenseman.
Yeah, one of the bigger players on the ice at all times. We really haven't seen much offense out of him so far this season. No goals and 5 assists on the season, but a couple of good shots on net so far tonight, shut down by Canning. On the other end, Trip Russell, bearing the one goal he let in tonight, which really he couldn't do much about, has been fantastic.
Off the draw, Ian Powderly goes in behind the goal with Noah Maddie. That one rolls free. Tigers still pinned down in their defensive zone, and finally comes in behind the blue line. Colin Burke just going to wait for everyone to touch up and fire that puck back in. So the chase starts again. Rolling puck taken by Parker West. Moves it back down. Played there. Intercepted by Ryan Scott. And moving back this one out is Chandler Brown. Across the blue line. One goal already tonight. It's the only one for his team. A centering pass knocked down on its way. Pinballing around. Trip Russell on the seat of his pants. Fortunately for the Gamecocks, it's moved all the way back out to center, now into Auburn territory. D-to-D the Tigers go. Chipped it back in. And a slow roller in on Russell, and he will certainly put the glove down for the face-off on that one. 9:19 to go, third period. Last division or conference game for South. It's not a division game, excuse me. Auburn playing out of the SEC South. Gamecocks in the East. The last conference game for South Carolina until they meet Auburn in the tournament. Back-to-back years participating for Auburn. Gamecocks is their third consecutive season making the tournament. And again, it's not a lock. It is not a lock anymore with 16 new teams, with 16 teams total, 8 more than last year. You got a battle to make it into that tournament. And 2 of the new teams, Georgia Tech and Florida Atlantic, have made their way into the SEC playoffs. Florida Atlantic at number 3, Georgia Tech at 5. FAU will play the third game in that first round. And this one chipped back down. They draw Ole Miss. And as we have it here, it's Michael Peak. Georgia Tech playing Georgia. That puck loose in front. Oh, that was a quick whistle. Mental mistake there by the goaltender Canning. The official bails him out. He went to cover that puck. It leaked back out. Not sure if you could see. It was sitting right there, and Peak was ready to bury it.
Well, first things first, that stretch pass was just inches away from Michael Peak. If he could have reeled that in completely, he would have had a dynamite opportunity out in front of goal. And then Canning looked like he had covered it up cleanly, but that puck squeaked through, and we could see it from our angle. The ref could not from his. Bad break for the Gamecocks.
Cleared all the way back down. Icing waved off. Joe Collega will have to work this puck away from James Hitt. Duncan Hickman steers that puck free past Blake Robinson. And now Michael Peak, a cross-ice pass into the slot. Lawrence fires one wide there past the glove. Peters picks it up on his backhand here. Stripped of control. Moved away there by Patillo. And now near side, that puck rolls back in around past Humphrey. He will take this one himself. Top of the circles out of his own zone. Near side taken by Hitt. Sidesteps Hickman. Fires that one off his stick. Out of the corner, Humphrey, an awkward collision after he tangles there with Oakley. 8 exactly to go in the third period. Owen Thomas winds things up for South Carolina. Look at him go down the right side. Inside move there, poked off his stick. A solid defensive effort there by the Tigers. Now a point shot by Oakley goes wide. Thomas waved his stick at that one, hoping to get a deflection. Now it's taken by the Tigers out the other side. Thomas, nice move to strip control. Reaches in with the stick, gets a poke check. And Michael Peake watches as Jacob Blanding takes this puck in behind his own net. Hit on the near side. Intercepted by Egan. Another turnover forced in the offensive zone by South Carolina. That's their bread and butter so far tonight. Egan bodied off the puck in the slot. It rolls out past McGowan. At his own blue line, he hustles back and plays this one off the boards for Tyler Oakley. Tigers in the middle of a change. Oakley fires this one back in, and Cam Mecca gets in on it. Mecca against Ryan Scott. Getting involved as well, Reed Pister. And so behind the goal, Mecca fought off there. They'll battle with Ryan Scott, and Ronan Egan puts a shoulder there into the chest of Loic Harriso. Back the other way, it's the captain in brown. Right side, shoots one off the outside of the goal. You saw the net twitch, looked like it may have gone in. Puck remains on the friendly side of the goal line, if you will. And now it's Mecca down the right side, countering for South Carolina. The puck rolled off his stick. Tigers counter again. Out towards the red line, still. A shot there by Harriso. He faked it. Still a close game by, especially considering some of the other scores we've seen in this building. Harriso sends a backhander in towards the other direction here. And with 6:25 to go, anything can happen here in this third period. Gamecocks looking to leave a lasting mark on this team. Hopefully something they'll remember when these two teams meet on February 7th. That'll be a 3 p.m. Central Time start. So plan accordingly as this one rolls in on Canning and he stops it for a face-off.
Yeah, you mentioned it, Dillon. Right now, the score 4-1. It doesn't feel like that. It feels like South Carolina's out in front by more than that. Auburn's still very well in this game with 6 minutes to go. One thing I will say is to watch Owen Thomas and Cam Mecca in open space is just fun. You see these guys, always two of the fastest guys on the ice whenever you play, but they have some moves in their arsenal that you wouldn't believe.
Owen Thomas, certainly the number one guy that on my roster sheet at tryouts I had circled. He's got some of the greatest speed we've seen around here in a long time, he and Cam Mecca. They can just fly when they want to. And now Reese gets clipped again at center ice. Gamecock bench hollering for a penalty. Reese unfazed, though. He's back to his feet. Julian Reese taking some bumps so far in this game. They go in behind the goal. Humphrey sends that one around. Colin Burke sends it back in along the far sideboards. It is Reese fighting off more Tigers here. Some fancy moves there by Boldritz. Thrown in on goal. A quick save rebound there. Reese turning for the backhand shot. On the wraparound, and it's denied. Back the other way. Come the Tigers. Sam Edwards, left wing, pulls up, fires one. Blocker saved by Russell, easily into the corner. Taken by Julian Reese, chipped up too far for Rudman. So the Tigers defenseman will take over. Gamecock blue line. Burke chopped on for Rudman. Has to move around his defenseman. Rudman down the right side into the slot there, off the glove of one of the Tigers. Parker West waves at that one. He chops it off the glass. Rudman touches up, and they'll rule he was offsides. Perhaps a mental error somewhere, either on behalf of Rudman touching that puck while he was in the zone, or perhaps the official getting a little over-anxious on that one. We tend to rule in favor of the officials, though, so we'll say mental mistake by Rudman. Neutral zone face-off, resulting in a Tiger possession. Behind the goal, Noah Matty didn't know where that puck was. It was right in his area there. The Tigers advance it to center. Collega flaps that one off a glove there. Move back on now, Ryan Scott in his own zone. Tigers just pinned down, but the Gamecocks can't get any good opportunities. Now centering pass there goes wide. And Lazine, another chance. Powderly in the slot, back to the point in Hickman. From the blue line, showing great patience. D to D, Collega winds and fires that one there. Another save, loose in front, they score! Ian Powderly cleans up in front. 5-1 South Carolina. Just about 4 minutes to go in the third period. And that puts things at a considerable margin.
Ian Powderly gets the goal to add to his point total. A nice little tap in after the Collega slap shot. Nice D-to-D pass from Duncan Hickman to set that up. And we've seen Collega shoot that slapper from the blue line several times tonight. That one seemed like it went into the chest of Cole Canning and then bounced out right to the stick of Ian Powderly. Easy goal for South Carolina and great execution.
Not the first time Canning's had a little rebound trouble tonight. This time it comes back to bite him. So a 4-goal deficit here with 4 minutes to go in the third period. Nick Peters again in that right wing corner. We talked about, as Tyler Oakley sends a long shot there, kicked out by Canning. We talked about guys trying to solidify a roster spot for Nashville. Nick Peters was all but guaranteed a roster spot, but now do you roster him at forward or defense? Michael Peake waving at this puck. He's had an outstanding game, been all over the ice, hasn't been able to finish yet. And now Brown shakes wide there on Oakley. Taken wide by the Gamecock defender. Centering pass there comes loose. Point shot. Great job by Peters coming back and disrupting that play with his stick. Rob Lawrence sends it into the slot for Peters, waves at that with one hand. Doesn't exactly have the reach as Peake has this one on sides. He's taken down. Play continues. Lawrence in the slot, fires one there. It's knocked down on its way, perhaps off the leg of Henry Humphrey. And now another collision just inside the Auburn blue line. Harriso and Peake. Peake a little shaken up. He continues to skate here. Into the feet of Nick Peters, turned over, back the other way. It's Roos, drops that one off. Out to the far side here. Right in front of the Gamecock bench, it'll roll. And now Trent Gavrin moves it back for Scott. Near corner dump in by Scott. Ryan McGowan behind the goal, chops this one off the high boards. Advancing on is Cam Mecca with some speed. D to D, the Tigers go. Trent Gavrin back the other way, left wing with some speed here. Quick shot there. Russell kicks that one aside. Owen Thomas came back and disrupted that play. As it rolls along back to the point, long shot, knocked down on its way, kicks into the near side corner. One of the alternate captains for the Tigers, Brandon Weiss, goes back to the point, knocked down by Cam Mecca. He wears that shot and he takes the puck back down the other way, over the line. Mecca with Thomas and Egan. Tries to sidestep a man, it doesn't work, but he's got the puck back here. Mecca creating time and space, sharp angle shot. He tried to feed Ronan Egan. Not the first time he's done that tonight. And now Egan behind the goal with 2 minutes remaining in the third. For his captain, Cam Mecca. Behind the net, giving it back for Mecca. Fires another sharp angle shot, save made by Canning. Loose in front, they'll battle for it. Mecca fires another one there. Knocked down on its way, a pile of bodies in front. Mecca is licking his lips on that one. Canning's without a stick. Intercepted by the Tigers, they'll chip this one back out, a rolling puck. Caught up to by Parker West, so no icing. Full unit change here by the Tigers. To the final 90 seconds of regulation, it's Ronan Egan down the right side with Bolger. Breaking towards the net, fires that one high. Caught the cuff of the glove of the Auburn goaltender. Now Burke gets taken down. Puck remains in the zone for a moment here. Burke trying to get back to his feet. Ice all over himself. And now D to D for the Tigers. First trip to the Plex here for the visiting Tigers as a man crashes into the goal here. Blake Robinson had some speed and didn't exactly know where to go with it, so he just goes in to trip Russell and the goal. Gamecock netminder no worse for wear. We'll keep you updated on the status of the net.
That's one of the things that both coaches want to pay attention to now, is to make sure none of their players get injured. We saw a couple of South Carolina players go down on what fans wanted to be a tripping call. Nothing called, but you got to make sure your players are healthy for that SEC tournament. South Carolina making a couple of good defensive plays on back checks. We saw Owen Thomas and Nick Peters poke a shot away right before it left the stick of a couple of Auburn players. Good job, South Carolina, defensively today. And that's what's led them to this 5-1 lead.
They saw a lot of collisions there. The most notable ones seem to be to Julian Reese. There's Duncan Hickman in the corner now, inside a minute. The fans have remained. Another sellout here in Irmo. Puck off the far side boards, chipped back the other way. Ricochets, and now coming on to give chase to that one is Luke Rudman. Duncan Hickman, he will tangle with Lance O'Rourke. Doubled up again. Coming up to give some help is Julian Reese. He'll advance this one to Rudman. 3-on-1, and now it's Bolger with Reese. Bolger, a backhand shot, he sent it wide. Back in front for Rudman, another shot around in front. Easy save there by Cole Canning. 20 seconds to go, end to end with a 4-goal deficit here. Got to be careful in these situations, especially with the games that are to come. Backhanded back in by the Tigers. Alone in the slot. Brown a shot. Sends that one wide. Loose in front. Russell whirls around and makes a save. Never knew where the puck was. A 360 stop by Trip Russell. How do you do? What a nightcap for him. The horn sounds. Trip Russell gives a hug to Duncan Hickman. Perhaps sends a thank you up to the hockey gods. The Gamecocks fight off the Tigers. They take this one again by a score of 5-1. Their 17th win in their 19th game of the season.
Yeah, this has been an unreal season for South Carolina. What a way to finish this game. Trip Russell not even paying attention. Spinning save across the goal line. As you said, didn't even see the puck and made the save. That's kind of a good example of how things went for Auburn tonight. Not a lot of chances out in front, and when they did get the chances, defense and Trip Russell shut them down.
I'd love to hear the conversation in the locker room following that Trip Russell save. So the Gamecocks turn their attention with their most recent win to the UNC Charlotte 49ers, not an SEC opponent. Niners play out of the ACC, so this game will not count towards those rankings. And if we did not mention the most recent, how could we not mention? The Gamecocks, number 2 in the SEC HC. The most recent ACHA poll came out this morning. The Gamecocks are back into the number 2 spot. It is the poll that is voted upon by the coaches. Gamecocks number 2, University of Tampa at number 1. So if the Gamecocks can hang on to their number 2 spot in the ACHA, which is not changed at all by the SEC ranking, bear that in mind. If the Gamecocks can hold on to a 1 or a 2 seed in the ACHA, they will be guaranteed a bid to nationals last weekend of March. If they sink down lower than that, they will have to go through regionals the first weekend in March. And we will keep you abreast of that information as it comes into us. A friendly picture there at center ice. We'll have to see the relation there between the Gamecock players and Henry Humphrey. But while we figure that out, I guess we can kind of let you go here. We've kept your attention for long enough, and we thank you so much for your attention tonight and every night. None of this really happens without those of you watching at home, and we hope you tune in tomorrow night as Zach and I bring you the audio broadcast, South Carolina and the UNC Charlotte 49ers. But for now, final score from the Plex, South Carolina 5, Auburn 1. And these two teams will tangle one more time next weekend. But for all of us here at the Capital City Sports Network, for Zach McKinstry, we'll see you next time. My name is Dillon Clark. Good night, Carolina, and forever to thee.